Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the People's Congregation of Shakers and Movers.
Yay!
We made it to September. We are back. Oh my God, Anna, it is just so good to see your face.
Likewise.
I really missed you.
Me too.
We've been moving and shaking all summer. Special shout out to DJ Frantic and Reverend JG. They have been super busy. They have literally the entire rest of the year of DJs booked up. So we will be kicking it off this Saturday with DJ Lenore. This will be her third time here. She's a queen. She's a legend. You can find her down on Thursday nights at the epic night called Elements, which has been running for like 28 years.
Amazing.
Like as long as I've been in Boston, basically. So she's going to be here not just doing drum and bass. It's going to be house, ambient, break beats, drum and bass. And then we have a live didgeridoo player, Joseph Carringer. So I met him actually when he was doing a session upstairs. He was locked out of the yoga studio. And I'm like, what is in that bag? He had this like massive carrying case that had like probably 4 or 5 didgeridoos in it. And I was just like kind of stalking him, and he invited me to come up for the workshop. And we really hit it off. We stayed in touch, and I had no idea that Lenore and him knew each other. And so it just kind of came up. Lenore, like, I don't even know how it came up. And then she was like, oh yeah, we've done a live set before together. I was like, oh, why don't we do that here? So, you know, he calls it like didgeridoo therapy. So if you don't know, a didgeridoo is basically a piece of eucalyptus that's been hollowed out by termites. And so it's a very natural, piece of wood, and it has this resonance, and the player does circular breathing. So I believe it in and of itself, it becomes a meditation for the player. However, when you listen to a didgeridoo consistently for say 20, 30 minutes, I'm not even kidding you. Like, it was like speaking to me. Like, I was hearing voices. I was hearing like my ancestors call or something. It was really wild. So we are, happy to have Soul Saturday back. We're happy to have Anna back for our midweek reset. Matt's going to come back with us in about 2 more weeks. And when we start up the vibe check again, we're probably going to change the time up to be about 1 o'clock on Tuesdays, just to give us all a little bit more time in the morning to wake up. And I like the little midweek or midday resets.
Yeah.
It's kind of like right after lunch, right?
Yeah.
So it's a little, hopefully we'll get some more people interested. We do have our events up on Eventbrite now. This is a new thing, and we will be asking for a donation at Soul Saturday, just $5, $10, whatever you can chip in this year, just because after 5 years of it being completely free, it's going to be free for members. And again, thank you to the members, because at that $25 a month level, you allow us to create these programs and to maintain them and to keep the lights on. So Anna, today we have a little bit of a theme, and I'm sorry to hear that you were injured. And so our theme today became recovery. And that is something that I always joke about here, is that we're all recovering from something, right? Like, it's a little cliche, but like, it's true. And so I know today we also have a guest in the house, and we're so happy that she made it, who is also struggling from recovering from some things that are completely different than what you're recovering from. And I'm recovering from doing a massive amount of yard work and painting and bending and stretching. And I actually kind of felt like I pulled my groin out a little bit, raking, crazy, like Sandy style, So anyway, so I'm a little sore myself. But so we have some pelvic floor issues in the back. We have some kind of round ligament groin issues for me. And then I can thank you, Joe, for running the camera. And for as long as we can do this, because now we're down a man, I can demonstrate the poses if you want to walk us through it, or does that sound good? Because you can't really.
Well,
let's
see. So I injured my low back, my tailbone. I slipped off of a step and landed on my rear, on my tailbone. And it was very, very painful. I'm glad it wasn't ice, because I can't even fathom because I'm always super careful. But I wasn't this morning, and I was carrying my dog. And I think that actually carrying my dog helped me not whiplash back and hurt myself further. So it's just concentrated in the tail area. With that said, we know our bodies, right? We know how they function. I do not sense any compression, so the vertebrae seem to be okay. It's a lot of soft tissue damage or, injury around that area, which makes it really painful. It was super painful to forward fold. It was super painful to reach over my bed, to take my leg over my bed too, and lying on my back, rolling side to side. So if you can imagine, those are everyday movements that we take for granted. So if you think I'm going to slow you down, I'm going to slow you down even more.
I can relate to this. I actually remember going roller skating. I think, gosh, Naomi was like 5, and I thought it was going to be like riding a bike. Like, I used to be able to roller skate. It was not like riding a bike, and I landed so hard on my tailbone that I think I was in pain for 3 months. So I totally get the tailbone is a really sensitive and then hard to heal.
Yeah.
Like when you cough, when you sneeze, when you laugh, right? Like anything like that.
Yeah.
But what we could also do, Anna, which I'm super open to, is like maybe having even a little bit longer of like a meditation to lead us into it. And then if we don't like get up off the mat, I'm totally fine with that. I'm sure Jan would be fine with that too. I think it's just for me today, connecting with my breath again, being mindful, being present, being in your presence.
Thank you.
And yeah, a couple other things. I know we do have one of our members, Kathy's birthday party is on a Friday night. So we're not going to be having our group. And we have talked about reshaping our group, and we're going to start a little dance troupe, and we are going to start going out and supporting not just the Soul Saturday DJs, but maybe some of the other, DJs that we just all want to go see. And we're going to be missionaries, and we're going to raise the vibration out on location. So if you own a bar or a restaurant and you want what are we going to call ourselves? Maybe the Turntable Tribe. We talked about the High Vibe Tribe, Dance Tribe, whatever we are. If you want us to come and raid your business because you are like, hey, I want the movers and the shakers and the movers to come and like just make an appearance, like with the bus. The bus can be used as a safe space for sacrament to be safely consumed. So I don't know. We're open to taking it on the road, and I think like we all hold space all week, and we just need to go blow some steam. So I'll get a calendar together. I'm getting a calendar together. I've been reaching out to the DJs to see when they're out and about first. And then if like we don't have all the Fridays filled in, we might also do some healings here. So this is why you have to sign up for the newsletter, pcsam.org. Sign up for the newsletter because that's where I'm going to be putting all of the updates. And I just upgraded our website to the business plan, which will allow us to do more workshops and has some other dynamic. We'll be able to stream video now through the website.
And then what's the Instagram handle?
And so it's PCSM Church. So what I was going to say is with this new upgrade, we'll be able to have a calendar up. So we'll hopefully just have a dynamic calendar so people can figure out where to find us. If they can't meet here, you can just meet us out at the club.
Yeah.
You can find us in the club. All right. Because, Sandy's back from the woods. So I got to take advantage and get out there again.
I know. I saw you shaking and moving.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's how I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for everybody that liked and commented. The algorithm really liked my post yesterday. So I appreciate that.
I really liked your post.
Thanks. Yeah. Because it's my last day of being 46. And I figure like,
happy pre-birthday.
Shake it if you got it.
All right. So we're going to shake it very slow today. All right. So okay. So this is the first time that I really feel like I'm actually in pain on the mat. So if you are in pain out there, I feel you. I think that one of the most important things that I've done, and the reason we all know our bodies, I'd say that I know my body pretty well, and I don't feel like I need to get checked out is because, like I said, I don't feel compression when I stand. I feel just fine. It's just putting weight on, that area that is challenging for me. Forward folding, so stretching those muscles. But hopefully, we'll move together. We'll see how it goes. And if I holler for help, I know that Sandy's there. So recovery. I think that one of the things that has really helped me recover from this injury, and I'm still in recovery, is moving. Immediately, as much pain as I was in, I forward folded to stretch that area and I iced. So whatever self-care, I also put CBD salve on my rear end. I slathered that stuff on. There's a wonderful supplement that's sold here at Irie Bliss. I forget what it's called, but it's a CBD, turmeric, and B12. So I also doubled up on that, and that was really helpful because that really helps with inflammation. And then, of course, I did add the ibuprofen because that does help the inflammation. If you're not going to take any of that, turmeric, higher dose of turmeric, CBD is always helpful. So wherever you are in your movement, if you're feeling stiff, the worst thing that you can feel is pain when you move. But the most courageous thing to do is to move through the pain, not sharp pain, but the pain of your muscles sensing that stiffness in your body. And I think you can relate to sensing that stiffness. It's not necessarily nerve pain, it's the muscles where you feel that extreme stretch and stiffness, and moving slowly, however slowly you move, or just mindfully moving, makes a huge difference. So that is what has helped me, is continuing to move my body, not in the way that it creates more pain, but in a way that I can breathe through the pain. So as you can imagine, I talk about always the 5 layers of being, and one of those layers is your breath body. I have had to use my breath to move through the pain. And like I said, not sharp pain, but moving, just moving the body with the discomfort eases more with your breath. So we're going to begin by finding a comfortable position. I'm going to stay in seated position. You can lie on your back. You can sit in a chair. You can lie on the couch, lie on your bed, whatever feels good to you. So just find a comfortable position where you can feel like you can release the body and begin to sense that heaviness. Gravity. Let gravity gently ease your shoulders down, inviting you to soften your gaze or close your eyes. And we're going to tap into our superpower first, after we come to our breath awareness. So let's begin by sensing the breath go in the nose, flow through the body, and then on the exhale, feel it exit the nose. And continuing in a comfortable pattern for you, if you find it distracting at all, anything around you, you can inhale to the count of 4 and exhale to the count of 4. And allow yourself to feel tall in your body if you're seated, but gently relaxing the shoulders, releasing any tension. And just take a moment here to sense the earth underneath you. If at any time you feel like you need to shift your body, please feel free to do so. So in essence, this is a therapeutic practice coming from your yoga therapist, sensing your breath and tapping into your superpower. And what is that? That your heart can create love, joy, and gratitude as you tap into an event, a person, or thing that brings utter joy, utter love, utter gratitude. As you tap into these thoughts of bringing in those emotions, that event that took place that absolutely elated you, your mind and your heart begin to work together. Your heart sensing these emotions, creating these emotions. And as you begin to feel them, your brain is responding to the vibration of these emotions. What you sense is your brain responding to the nervous system, creating maybe chills in your body from the joy that you feel, the internal or external smile that is created as you tap into these emotions. What you sense throughout your body, that is your nervous system responding to your heart and to these emotions you're creating. as your brain and your heart begin to work together in heart-mind cohesion or heart-brain cohesion, your body begins to respond and change the biosphere, the biodome of your body. The insides begin to change. So that love, joy, and gratitude begin to seep into your tissues, into your soft tissues, into your cells. So as you feel it, this is the response throughout your body. Think about love, joy, and gratitude in your bloodstream, and those emotions reaching every single part of your body, down to your extremities. You are flowing with these emotions. As you feel this, this becomes even more significant in setting your intentions. Your emotions become a catalyst for your heart's desires. So I invite you to tap into your heart, into your intentions. Feel it throughout your body without guilt, because you deserve it. Create the space for yourself and know that you can tap into these emotions at any time of the day or night to begin to create that same environment in your body. No matter what is going on, you can tap into this always. I believe that tapping into these emotions in this way cuts your recovery time, because you're helping your muscles, your tissues, your cells work with you to heal. And it's not an easy thing to do. It is a practice. And the more you practice this, the better you get at it, the more quickly you can shift into these emotions. And then wherever you are, if you're comfortable to, you can bring your hands to your heart, just to connect there, connect with those nerve endings in your hands and your palms, the warmth in your palms. You can feel it by pressing palms together or by layering your hands on your heart, over your heart and body. And to share with you, what I am going to ask for is guidance through this injury that I am feeling, to be able to guide you. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale it out. Begin to slowly come back into your body by creating little movements like wiggling toes, maybe releasing the hands when you're ready, and maybe swaying the body side to side, creating a little weight shift. You can bend the knees and windshield wiper side to side if you'd like. You can roll the shoulders. Or if you're on your back, you can extend your legs, arms over the head, and take a full body stretch as well. If you're on your back, you can bring knees into chest. And if you're seated, make nice big circles if you'd like. Big circles with the body. Both directions. So if you're on your back, I will invite you to bring those knees back to center, roll over to your right side, and gently ground there for a moment, cradling your head, and then walk yourself back up to seated, meeting me. All right. In seated position, extend your legs forward. Flex the feet, gently slide the hands forward, staying nice and tall in your spine. Draw the shoulders back and gently feel those hamstrings stretch from the low back, feeling the low back muscles extend to your glutes, to your hamstrings, and then slowly slide back up. Bring the soles of the feet together. And what I invite you to do if you're comfortable is walk your buttocks. So right here, I'm not feeling any pain. So it just shows you that in certain positions, you can feel fine. In other positions, you can feel lots of pain. So coming into butterfly, allow the legs to flutter. You can interlace your fingers around your feet, and doing that, you're going to gently take the crown of the head towards the sky to lengthen the spine, and then you're going to press the knees away. Take the shoulders back. Take a nice deep breath in, and then gently hinge over slowly. So just definitely tapping into what is accessible to you. If your legs are up here, if you're telling yourself I'm not doing it right, you are doing it right. There's no wrong way. If you're in pain and in sharp pain, then yes, you want to ease off. But if you're in no pain, just breathe through the gentle fold and then take another breath and come back up. Bring the knees up and keep the knees bent, arms behind you, and let the legs gently rock side to side, windshield wiper side to side. All right, so low back pain. Let's come into a tabletop position where we can also access the abductor or the groin. We can also access the pelvic floor as well. So let's cat-cow here. Take your knees and make sure that they're about hip distance apart. Peek between the knees to hide the feet so you're nice and aligned. Hands underneath the shoulders. On the inhale, abdomen's going to fall, tail is going to tilt, and the gaze is going to rise. On the exhale, either find neutral spine, depending on what's going on with your body, or gently round in. So notice I'm going really slow here because I can feel my low back as I tilt and as I round as I tuck in. So those are some of the movements that have been bothersome to me, which we really take those movements for granted. So take it slow, take it easy. Breathing in as you extend, exhaling as you round in. And take note too, as you move, what begins to loosen and feel better. Take one more set here, extending and rounding. And then meet me in neutral spine. In neutral spine, take a nice deep breath and exhale as you begin to guide the hips in a circle. Now, all depending on how you're feeling, you can create little circles. Just notice what feels better. Or you can create larger movements depending on what you're feeling. to involve the pelvic floor. Pull the navel in and take that root lock, pull it up like a little handkerchief as you breathe in. Exhale, gently releasing the muscles. So just being aware of, as you breathe in, pulling in. As you exhale, gently releasing. Lots of things to think about. So take your time. And that's what's nice about these programs, is that you can pause them, you can watch them whenever you feel you can or when you have time. And then I'm extending my hips back just to gently release the low back, and then coming back to tabletop. Shifting side to side. Let's tuck the toes here and begin to walk the hands forward towards the top of the mat. Coming to a puppy pose and shift the hips back, melt the heart towards the mat. Use your breath to move through any discomfort. Draw in on the pelvic floor. Last breath here. And then walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Let's thread the needle and do some shoulder work here. We're going to inhale that right arm up to the sky. Exhale, we're going to weave it underneath that right arm and then gently bring the shoulder down. Rest your head on the right side and extend that left arm forward. Shift the hips back slightly and gently. And remember, if you're finding any discomfort, just modify or switch positions. Do what feels good to you. Option here to bring that left arm behind you to open up the front of the left shoulder. You don't have to do it, but if it feels like something that would feel good to you, you can try it. One more breath, and then release the arm. Extend it forward so you can shift the hips back to add one little stretch more, and then take the left hand underneath that left shoulder so that you can lift your body back up and lift that right arm up to the sky and bring it back. Realign your tabletop. And we shift to left side. Left arm is going to rise. A nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, gently weave that left arm underneath the right. Drop that left shoulder, rest your head on its left side, and then crawl that right hand forward, extend that right arm forward, shift the hips back. On the next breath, you can rotate that right arm behind you to open up the front of the right shoulder. Nice deep breath. One more breath. And then slowly releasing that right arm. Again, you don't have to take that arm behind you. You can leave it right where it is. Let's extend it forward, or if you're already there, gently shifting the hips back. Walk that right hand underneath the right shoulder to gently, slowly lift yourself up so you can extend that left arm up to the sky and gently bring it back down. All right, so shift hips side to side. And And here we go. We're going to extend the left leg out to the left side body. Parallel the foot to the mat. And this is going to release the low back. Take it slow as you begin to shift the hips back. I just felt a release in the low back there. So you might feel the same thing. And begin to shift the hips back. Now, this is where you're going to feel your abductors. Breathe through it. You can drop down to your forearms and shift the hips even further if you'd like. You can even extend the arms and come into a complete bow. All up to you. If it feels good to extend the leg a little bit more. Now, before you extend it even more, I'm going to invite you to pull that quad up. That's going to change the stretch. So engage the quad and then shift the hips back. You're going to feel it a little bit tighter. And it's going to go deeper into the abductor because you're engaging that quadricep. Last breath here. And then walk your hands underneath the shoulders to lift your body up. Bring that leg back. And extend the right leg to the right side body. Parallel the foot to the mat. I'm going to lift the leg because I'm a little short on space. And I'm actually, so don't do what I'm doing because I'm actually doing something different. Yeah? All right, so I'm going to move myself a little bit so I can extend my leg out. Oof. Okay. I think that's it. All right, parallel the foot. Lower down. Engage the quad and shift the hips back. One more breath. And then when you're ready, bring hands underneath the shoulders and bring that leg back. Lengthen that right leg. Point the toes down, ground the toes, and press through the heel. Lift the leg up, bend the knee, and rotate the hip. Pull the navel in to engage the abdominal muscles. Rotate in both directions. Lengthen again. Point the toes down, square the hips to the mat, and lengthen that left arm forward. Pull the navel in, gaze at the top of your mat, and then bring everything back to your tabletop. Realign. Extend left leg, ground the toes, press through the heel. Lift the leg up, bend the knee, flexing the foot, and rotate the hip. Both directions. And then lengthen again, coming into extended tabletop, extend right arm forward. Pull navel in, lengthen in opposite directions. And then bring everything back and reshift, side, side. All right, let's tuck the toes. We're gonna come into Adho Mukha Shavasana or downward facing dog. As we gently press to lift the hips up, bringing the knees off the mat, lifting the hips up and pressing them back. Press the heart towards the thighs, lengthen the heels towards the mat. Heels don't have to touch. Bend the knees as much as it's comfortable for you, but lengthen those heels towards the mat. When you begin to feel things loosen up a little bit, begin to walk your dog when it feels good. and use your breath. If it feels good to take a deep breath inside at the mouth, I invite that. That'll loosen up the muscles a little bit. All right, here we go. We're going to take the gaze between the hands and lift the heels to slowly begin to walk our feet forward and come to the top of the mat in a forward fold. I invite you to bend the knees and rest your torso on your thighs and lower the head. So if you are looking like this, try and see if you could bend the knees to bring the body down a little bit more. And maybe it won't look like my forward fold, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Do what's comfortable for you. Let your upper body feel heavy so that you can lengthen, taking the head down, releasing the neck and the shoulders. So if you're having some low back pain, I'm going to invite you to take your hands to your thighs and do a half lift this way. So this is a variation or a modification that I'm doing. Hands would normally come to the shins for your half lift. For me right now, I'm going to gently roll up this way. It'll be easier for me so I'm not carrying my upper body weight into my low back, and come all the way back up. Lengthen the legs, extend the arms up with a nice deep breath. We did it. We are in standing. Lower the arms down. Roll the shoulders. Sometimes, that feels like a huge accomplishment. We just did a lot on the mat. So you can loosen up the arms. And again, roll the shoulders. All right, so we're going to go into a little back bend. A nice deep breath as the arms extend up. Exhale, lower them down, reach behind you and interlace the fingers. Reach those wrists down as you gently take those shoulders back and down. Take the gaze up. Engage the quads, nice strong legs. And release the hands. Inhale, arms come up. Let's sit in our chair, a little seat. Shift the weight back into the heels, ground the toes, and just feel this out. Breathe in and out the nose. If the arms get tired, you can lower them down, bring them to the heart. One more breath, and then hands to heart. Take a slow forward fold. Nice deep breath in as you exhale, and forward fold down. Plant the palms. Step both feet back and drop the knees. Let's come into a child's pose. Take the knees to the width of the mat. If you want to create space for the body, let the toes touch. Shift the hips back towards your heels. Extend the arms forward and lower the body towards the mat, grounding the third eye if that's accessible. Otherwise, rest your head. So anything that might be hanging in the air, if we're not supporting it by anything, the muscles are going to get a little tense. So you want to either bring a pillow or a block and rest your head. You can even turn your head to one side if that's more comfortable. Breathe it in and out. Sending love to the places that need it in your body. So tap into those emotions and send that love where you need it. I'm going to send it to my low back, to my tailbone, asking all of those soft tissues to heal. Surround all of that with love. If you want to send me some love vibes too, I'd appreciate that. Nice deep breaths. All right, so walk your hands to the right side so that you can lengthen the left side body. Extend that left hip towards the left heel. And then on the next breath, begin to release and walk all the way over to the left side. Stretching the right side body, lengthening the right hip to the right heel. And then walk it all the way over to center and gently extend the hips back, and then walk your hands back towards your knees. Bring the knees back to center, hip distance apart, and then we're going to come to a tabletop. All right, so we're going to do a little side plank. I know that that sounds like it's very challenging, but we're going to do a supported side plank. And what that's going to look like is we're going to begin by keeping the right knee down, we're going to extend that left leg and pivot that left heel to the right side. So you're just going to gently tilt the foot, and then inhale that left arm up to the sky. Lift the hips up. Take the gaze towards the sky or take it straight ahead, depending on how your neck and shoulders are feeling. And then lower that arm back down, come back to your tabletop. Shift to the left side by extending that right leg, pivoting that right heel to the left side, and opening up that right arm to the sky. Lift the hips up. And then slowly lower down and come back to your tabletop. All right, from here we're going to shift to our backs, walking the hands back towards the knees and shifting the hips to one side. Swing the legs around and find the center of your mat. Hands behind you, let's bend the knees and windshield wiper side to side. All right, extend the legs, and we're going to come into a twist. Take that right leg over left. So we're going to take that right arm and hug that. Actually, no, we're doing it this way. Left arm, hug that left arm into I'm twisting my words. Okay. Left arm is going to hug the right knee. Okay, flex that left foot, heart forward, and then you're going to gently take the gaze over the right shoulder. So I'm holding on to my right hand is holding on to my left, but you can take that right arm, that right palm just below your low back on the mat so that you can press your heart forward and lengthen the spine. Take your twist. Slowly unwind, come back to center and release. Extend the right leg, bring left leg over right, and that right arm is going to hug that left leg in, and you can take that right arm behind you, press the heart forward, flex that right foot, and then begin to gently take the gaze over the left shoulder and take your twist. Slowly unwind, release the leg, and then find yourselves on your back. So, Sandy, I think I'm going to have you do the back, and I'll guide you, because I think putting pressure on being on my back hurts the most. Thank you. It's beautiful. Yes. So find yourself on your back while you're down. And actually, I could just sit right here. Take a full body stretch. Arms over the head. Can you still see me? Awesome. And lengthen through the legs. Take knees into chest. Give them a hug. Rock side to side. So while you're hugging here, drop the shoulders, relax the head down to the mat. hug your knees in, and you're drawing those shoulders down, a slight tuck of the chin. Rock it out, and then create circles. Hands, that's side to side. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Both directions. So you can do the circles with hands on the knees, or just like Sandy has them on. She's grounding herself on the mat. Am I still okay here? Awesome. All right, so from here, take the legs up to the sky. Flex the feet, little legs up the wall action. If you want to open up the chest, take your arms over the head, create a cactus position. Nice deep breaths. Bend the knees, reach for the outsides of your feet or wherever the hands land for happy baby. I like the toe grip, so you can take your index finger and your middle finger, place them actually this way. So from the inside.
I get a weird feeling with things between my toes. That's why I like I hate people messing with my feet. Like I don't even like how to curse. Like you want to mess with me?
Yes.
So I do it on the outside intentionally.
So
I just don't like that feeling.
Only this time.
Okay, fine.
Only this time. Because I want to illustrate that when you do this, you're externally rotating the shoulders. When you do it the way that you like to do it, which is totally fine, you totally can. You're internally, so do it the way you were doing it before, the way you like. You're internally rotating the shoulders, so it's closing in, which is how we are all the time rounded, right? So that externally rotates when you hold from the outside. That's the intention.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like my
yeah.
I can't do the outside of my feet. I don't know.
Well, you know, I find that interesting because you do have meridians in between the toes that maybe do need stimulation.
Does it correspond to my liver?
It's possible.
I wonder.
We'll see.
Okay. I'll investigate.
Yeah, we'll have to investigate that.
I don't like flip-flops either. I just don't like that thing between my toes.
Well, that's a sensation. Your nerve endings are there. So there's something tapping in, a discomfort of some sort that comes in between those areas. Interesting. Mm-hmm. All right. So here we are rocking it out in happy baby pose. And then we're going to release, take the legs back up to the sky. Arms can be any way that feel, and rotate the ankles, little rotations. All right. Float the feet back down to the mat. Bend the knees. And then bend the knees, windshield wiper side to side. Arms can be anywhere that feels good, and then come back to center. All right, we're going to do pigeon pose, supine pigeon. So feet about hip distance apart on the mat. Take that right ankle to the left thigh. Weave, so lift that left leg up so you can weave the hands through the legs, interlace the fingers underneath the left thigh, flex both feet, and gently, slowly pull with your breath. Now, I have already taught 2 classes, so thank you for saving my low back. And I already did this pose today, which is so good for those flexors, for your gluteus maximus, for your low back. If you want to gently rock side to side, you can feel it out. You can even extend that left leg up to the sky if that feels good to you. And then you're going to release the hands, lower that left leg down when you're ready. And then you're going to take the knees to the right side and extend your arms into a full T. Gaze to the left side. So knees to the right side, gaze to the left side, taking a twist. Nice deep breaths. Take 3 more breaths here. On that last breath, slowly come back to center, release the legs. Do a little side wiggle to readjust yourself, and then opposite side. Left ankle, top of the right thigh, lift that right leg, weave hands through the legs, interlace fingers underneath right thigh, flex both feet and gently pull. Draw the shoulders down, slightly tuck the chin, keeping a nice long spine, lengthening the low back, and breathe through the discomfort, because this isn't a comfortable position. If you struggle with some mobility and flexibility, this is great, but that's not to say that it's not uncomfortable. Again, just as you're observing Sandy moving her leg, you can move your leg, extend it, little micro movements change the stretch, so do what feels good for your body. 3 more breaths. On that last breath, gently releasing, lowering that right leg down, extend the arms into a full T, and the knees are going to fall to your left side, gaze to your right side. Take it with ease. And again, if this is too deep of a stretch, you can release the legs and just do the knees without the legs touching, just with the knees bent. And then slowly beginning to release, coming back to center, releasing the legs. Anything that feels good to you, you can rock it out side to side, you can circle the knees, you can squeeze into a little ball and even raise your forehead towards your knees if that feels good. And then lengthen to a full body stretch. Arms over the head, lengthen the legs. And then let's bring right knee to chest. Squeeze it in, and then take that knee towards the right shoulder. So you can either hold it with both hands, or you can release like Sandy did. You can release one arm and just hold it with one, depending on your flexibility. And then what we're going to do, so take a couple more breaths here, is you're going to release the leg, let that leg float down, create a tree pose position. So let the sole of the foot gently land on either the calf, your ankle, your calf, or your inner thigh. And when you're ready, take the arms up and lengthen and breathe. A supported tree pose. Beautiful. On the next breath, when you're ready, extend that right leg into a full body stretch and bring left knee into chest when ready. Again, taking that knee to the left shoulder, however it's comfortable for you, either holding onto it with both hands or releasing and holding it with one. You can even extend the arm out to a half T if that's comfortable as well. And you can also play with your gaze if you want to take the gaze to the right side, if that feels good. Lengthen through that right leg. Awesome. And then your head's going to come back to center. You're going to gently release that left leg, float it all the way back down to create your tree shape. Lengthen arms over the head. And just let the leg gently fall. Again, if you have tight hips, you might want to support it with a pillow. So you would put a pillow underneath or a block. Just doing what helps support you. Take one last breath here, and then extend the leg to come into a full body stretch. Bend the knees, feet flat, arms by your side. Okay, so we're going into a bridge position here, but without lifting the hips, just gently rotating the hips forward, creating a flat back, and then tilting the hips back, creating that arch in the spine. So here she went flat, so she's rotating forward, the low back goes flat, and then she's tilting back without lifting the hips. You're very welcome to lift the hips. Just in this kind of recovery, sometimes lifting the hips you can feel a little bit of the pressure. If you do want to add it, lift the hips up. I love to add an extra movement. So press the knees forward, lift the hips high, chest towards the chin. You're very welcome to interlace the fingers underneath the back if you'd like. Bring the palms closer together. Nah, what? All right, otherwise you can definitely bring the hands over the head as you bring the hips up, and then exhale, lower everything back down. Beautiful. Let's do one just like that again. Inhale, hips up, arms over the head. And then slowly coming back down on the exhale. And then I always give my students options to move their body any way that's comfortable, any last movements they would like to make before our final Shavasana. So I don't want to move you off the mat. So you can stay in Shavasana if you'd like, and I'll close class. You can stay here. Final Shavasana can be legs extended, legs any way that you feel comfortable. And actually, you can stay in Shavasana, and I'll close class. So if you're at home, you can stay longer in this position. Stay as long as you like. Begin to slowly feel the gravity take hold as you feel the body feel heavy. And whatever isn't serving you today, give it to the earth, because she will replenish whatever it is you need. So it's a beautiful energetic exchange of the grounding earth's energy to serve. Feel the toes fall open. Feel your hips ground and your shoulders, back of the head. Let the eyes fall into their sockets. And come back to those beautiful emotions in your heart, remembering your intentions, driven by these amazing emotions that fill your body. You are very welcome to stay in this position as long as you would like. While I cue you out, you can also choose to come out of position to close class with me. Inviting you to deepen the breath, slowly bringing in movement to the toes and the fingers. Nice deep breath in and out. Slowly, gently, like you're waking yourself up from a nap. taking a full body stretch or knees into chest. And for our purposes here, normally I would cue roll over to your right side, which Jen, you can do in the back, rolling over to your right side. And for folks at home, for you, I'm going to have you roll over to your left side, cradling your heads. And when you're ready, slowly walking up to seated position, joining me with hands at the heart center. I want to thank you all for tuning in today for this midweek reset. Let's close class together by bringing our prayer hands to our third eye to remind us to think kindly and compassionately, to our lips to speak with that kindness and compassion, and to our hearts to remind us to live in full intention through gratitude, love, and joy, creating lots of inner wisdom with courage and lots of grace. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.